Hello, fellow Minecrafters. I'm going to be showing you today on how to make a sand factory for version 1.2.5. This is just my sand factory all prettied up. This has survival mode, which I only play strictly in, thought of, so it's nice and cheap. It's not too expensive. I think it's like 4 sticky pistons and a couple regular pistons. So I'm going to quickly just show you what it looks like inside and the basics of it, and then I will go to a tutorial and show you how to make it. So this is just kind of like my glass making area. I make the glass in here and then store the glass here, glass pane in here. This is the sand factory itself. This is the basics of the factory that I'm going to be showing you here, and then this is just an item elevator. Essentially, just I flip the switch here and the items go up in a big circle and come out here and look all fancy. But I'm just going to show you how to make the actual sand factory. So I'm just going to show you that it works. There you go. You can see the sand being dropped here, and the 2 duplicators over here pushing the sand up, and the 2 duplicators over here pushing the sand up, and these 2 pistons here pushing the sand down. As you can see here, just in a couple of seconds. Oh, got it. Nice. Within just a couple of seconds, we'll have a bunch of sand here underneath the trapdoors. Now you're going to ask yourself, what are the trapdoors for? The trapdoor is basically it's hooked up to this trigger here. That's the sand drops onto and flicks twice, and the trapdoors open and close. And why it does that is when the sand is in a full, like in completed mode, like it is here, it'll land on top of this trapdoor, and then with the trigger, it'll flip up and then basically cause the item to be able to be picked up. That's the best way I can think of wording that. So I'm going to be showing you now how to make this very basic sand factory. Let's go over there now. So this is the much simpler version of it. Ignore all the pistons in the back. They're nothing. They're just goofing. I was just goofing around one time. So this is the basic of the design. This is where the duplicator happens here. You basically, the sand 2 pieces of sand drop, and it's just the certain timing of it. I'm not sure how that works, the mathematics behind it, but the certain timing of it makes these pistons back here and these 2 pistons here, because I'm powering both sides of the piston. It's just my look at the design. The pistons could be over on that side or whatever, right? Basically, it makes it duplicate the sand twice, and these pistons up top here and over here push the sand forward, because the sand will only go so high. Basically, it pushes the sand forward, and this provides the timing on this side here. So this sand, these pistons over here that duplicate, just basically provide the timing for it on this side, and then it gets dropped onto here, and then these 2 are just for item picking up only, and I'll just show you how it works. Basically, there you go. You can just see it up close and personal. So basically, the sand in its completed state goes on the trapdoors. It's triggered because these 2 pieces of sand drops, and it triggers this trapdoor. So the sand completes on the trapdoor, rests there for half a second. Alright, I just quickly made it daytime, so this is a lot easier to see. So one key thing to remember when you're making your sand factory is that for some reason it has to be in the north or south direction, and a really easy way to, and don't ask me why the science is behind that, I'm not sure why that is, it has to be the north and south direction. It just does. I've tried making it in the other directions and it doesn't work for some reason. So the north and south directions is really easy. If you just press F3, you'll see X, Y, Z, F. F is your north and south and west and east direction. 0 is north, I believe, and then okay, so either 0 or 2. Okay, is the in that direction is oriented by your repeater. So this repeater is facing north, and that's what's going to be duplicating the sand. Okay, so it has to be in the 0 state for some God unknown reason. Okay, so we're going to start with a repeater here. We're going to have power forward here. We're going to have a piston facing it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And then we want to provide power for this piston, and this power is going to be determined by this power here. So redstone here, redstone here. Oh, not yet. We just need to get these on some blocks. These blocks will be used to provide power to the pistons above. So let's get them over here. So am I doing that right? No, I'm not. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we want to power that. So here, 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 here. There we go. It's powered. So when the sand falls, This will provide power like that. And I'm just trying to think here. So we want 3, 4. So we want 4 and 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want 5 in this direction. So we basically have a kind of an S. So 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So our first sticky piston is going to go here, and then space, sticky piston. So 1 before the end here. Okay. So we're going to need blocks to provide for the pistons up top over here, as you can see here, and over here. So we need, I think it's 6. So 1, 2. That's the height. 3, 4, 5, 6 piston. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the next piston. Okay. And the sand is going to run across here, and the sand's going to run across here, and the sand's going to run across here. And this space is to provide wood planks for the side to slide across so it only drops in this direction over here. Okay, so those are set up now. And we need 1, 2 above this piston, and then we need another. These are the dropper pistons, and then space, or block, sorry, and then piston. Okay. And then let's get a lever really quickly just so we don't forget. Where are those lovely things? There we go. And this lever will power both. And basically that's all we need for it. So the sand will sit here, and the sand will sit above, and then we press the lever, the sand will fall, hitting the duplicator here. Alright, and we need to now provide power for these pistons up here. So we're going to need this block space. We're going to break that redstone really quick and bump it up. And so you can see it'll be just fine. And then we're going to continue bumping up and bump up and bump up and bump up. Oh, there we go. And then one over, one over, one over. Oops, one over. And that should do it. Let's see here. Yeah. Now I want a little space for a repeater here, so let's try, that should work, yeah. Here we go. So what do we have here? So we have our S here, so 1 up, and then 2 over, and then 2 over, okay? So let's provide some redstone on here, so redstone, 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 1 little repeater here, and redstone, redstone, okay? So when this powers on, I just want to make sure that you understand. So when the sand duplicates and falls, okay, so the sand, we click this button, the sand falls, hits here, that's going to provide power for these pistons above here to push the sand over to these 2 pistons, and then if they're not powered on, they're going to drop and keep duplicating, so it's going to be like a circle, okay? So we need to power these 2 pistons here now. So we'll just bring the redstone across here like that, okay? I'll explain why that's over there. I don't think we actually need that last one, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have that powered, we have that powered. What do we need to do now? We need to allow the sand to fall on this block here. So let's get some wood planks underneath here, and just one. So these are going to sit like that. So the sand's not going to sit in front of it. It's going to sit on top of it, resting on top. Okay, so let's get our sand. Can't have one there because the sand won't be able to get pushed by the piston. So let's just take a look here. I'll allow you to just take a look if you need to count anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same amount. Oh, what am I thinking? The sand can't go up. Okay, so here we go. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we'll just provide a little bit of sand here. So sand, sand, sand. You don't want it in front of the piston because the duplicating piston, or sorry, these 2 duplicating pistons will push it up and then push it over. So sand, sand, sand. Oh, hello. And then we need sand, 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 sand. So 1 before the piston. Allow a space here. It's going to be like our, I'll call that our setting position. Our setting position is these out with sand sitting on top and providing 1 single space between the sand going south and the sand going up, okay? And so I think that's it. So we want to, just before we move on to the other 2 pistons, we want to make sure that this is working. So what we'll do is we'll just start it up right now. And as as you can see, it works like a hot dam. Perfect. Oh, and I failed at resetting it. So basically, when the sand is being pushed, that's right when you want to activate it so that you don't have to replace the sand, which isn't a big deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace the sand now. So in its resting position, that's our resting position. Okay, so now we want to provide power to the other two pistons. Alright, I'm like a woman, I need to go to the bathroom every 3 seconds. Okay, so let's get these other two pistons started back up here. So if I remember correctly, I think it's 3 over, so 1, 2, 3, and then piston in front, I think. Yeah, so piston. So we have 2 spaces in between here, and it's 3 over, so, or 3 up. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 spaces in between, and then 2 sticky pistons, okay? So 2 pieces of block here, and we'll have redstone going across here. That's going to power these 2 duplicator pistons. Okay, so originally it was like that, but we're going to get rid of this redstone here. We're going to get a block here. We need to raise it up, and raise it up. And I think repeater here, if I'm correct. And block. And I have to think. Block, or is it one more above? I think that's okay, I can't remember. Let's get to these up here. Block, is that okay? I think it is, yeah, 1, 2, oh yeah, okay, so it's 2 pieces of sand, right, so 1, 2. And then these should provide power, or if it needs to be above, I can't remember. Let's just see if that works. So is that looking correct to me? Yep, so we've seen our sand, and then we need to bring the sand over to where our water will drain, and then we can come make a pickup point like this, like a little tiny stair or something, you know, like this. Will come down, and the water will bring our items to here, and we'll pick it up. Okay, so let's see, a couple of pieces of sand here. Okay, so let's test this baby. Let's see if we are now officially working or not. Okay, so we're not working, so let's try this again. Ooh, we did it right that time. Perfect. Okay, let's get rid of these. Let's look at that, actually. Okay, so let's get back into our setting position. Our setting position is 1 empty space here. So these, we could tell that the sand was going in an upward position, so these weren't getting powered. So this isn't providing power. I'm not a redstone expert, unfortunately, but I believe if we put a block here and a block here, the redstone will now power these 2 if I'm correct. And hopefully I am. So let's start it up here. There we go. So it officially works, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Alright, so I'll explain to you why and how the trapdoors work. Here we go. Alright, I figured it out really quickly. All I did was I moved the redstone to the second block in here and had it come down here into a repeater, and these are powering the 4 trapdoors. So I had the redstone side here, which was not working, so I just pushed it 1 back here, had a space down, and repeater, and powering these 4 trapdoors. So if we take a look now, it should work. And we have success. So the trapdoors don't even look like they're flipping, but they are, I assure you. As you can see, the sand is hitting the trapdoors, and then being destroyed, aka turned into pickable items, pick-upable items. So fall in here, pick this baby up, and that pretty much completes the sand factory. And that's all there is to it. It's very, very simple.